Welcome to the Shadowed Hearth, a place where calm voices meet chilling tales, where every whisper, every echo, and every forgotten place has a tale to tell. Central City Cemetery is not gentle. The path that leads to it curves upward through pine and aspen. By day, it almost looks peaceful. Wildflowers bloom between graves in late spring. The mountains fold into one another in layered blues and ash-gray light. Sun warms marble names that have not been spoken aloud in decades. But night rearranges everything. The wind learns to cut. It snakes through the iron gates. It whispers through cracks in old wooden coffins far below the soil. Headstones lean like tired teeth. Some have sunk so deep only fragments of letters remain. Others are split clean down the center, as if something inside pressed outward. The gates do not close properly. They sway, even when the air is still. And visitors who arrive after dark often describe the same feeling before stepping inside. Not watched, counted, as if something is taking inventory of the living. Through the decades, every account whispers the same vision. She is tall, just tall enough to seem human, and just off enough to unsettle. Her Victorian morning dress clings and falls with a weight that should scrape the gravel beneath her feet. Yet it is soundless. The night seems to bend around it. Light avoids her. Moonlight slides from her shoulders. Lantern glow fades against the black that drinks it in. Even shadow hesitates near her. Her veil trails past her shoulders like a river of darkness, shifting sometimes without wind, stubbornly still when the storm howls. Her hands are pale, too pale. Fingers long and narrow, nails stained dark as though the soil itself has marked her. She does not walk in lines, she drifts. Between the graves she glides in slow arcs, tracing shapes only she can perceive, bending the spaces as she passes. Stones tilt slightly, air seems to thicken, and the wind, soft and brittle, adjusts to her motion. If you linger too long, if your gaze lingers longer than curiosity should allow, she will notice, not with eyes you can see, not with sound you can hear, but with a certainty that passes against your chest, stretches along your spine, and folds air around you. She always notices. A photographer named Claire Donnelly believed she could capture spirits. She set up just before midnight at Central City Cemetery. At 12:47 a.m., the air changes. The temperature does not simply drop, it withdraws, as though warmth has been quietly escorted out of the cemetery. Claire sees her own breath bloom thick and pale in front of her, curling upward before vanishing. Beneath the scent of pine and stone comes something older. Damp earth, iron, a metallic edge that rests on the tongue. She steadies her camera and turns the lens towards the eastern ridge. And there she is, standing at the crest of the hill, motionless, facing away. The world feels paused around her, as though the mountain itself is holding its breath. Claire presses the shutter once, twice. The sound feels too loud. Then the lady in black begins to move. Not her shoulders, not her spine, her head. It turns slowly, smoothly, with the patience that feels deliberate. It continues farther than it should, farther than bone should allow, until the angle becomes wrong in a way Claire cannot name, but instantly understands. The veil stirs, not with the wind, with her. It lifts just enough. Later, when Claire tries to explain what she saw, her voice fragments. "It wasn't empty," she says. "It wasn't bone. It was depth, like staring down a mine shaft at night." She hesitates. And something was moving far inside it. The camera slips from Claire's hands and strikes the gravel with a brittle crack that seems to echo too long. For a moment, she cannot breathe. When she lifts her head again, the ridge is empty. She thinks it's empty. Then her eyes adjust. The lady in black is no longer at the crest of the hill. She is standing at the base of it. Closer. No sound of descent, no shifting gravel, no crushed grass. The distance between them has simply narrowed. The space where the hill once was now feels thin, as if folded in half. Claire runs. The path that carried her up so easily now stretches, lengthens, resists. Her pulse roars in her ears as she fumbles for her keys and throws herself into the driver's seat. The engine turns. Once, twice. Nothing. The dashboard lights flutter weakly, glow, then extinguish themselves, plunging her into a darkness that feels occupied. Her breath trembles as she looks into the rearview mirror. The back seat is empty. Of course it is. But she does not look away. The mirror begins to cloud, not from her breath, from within. A slow bloom of fog spreads across the glass, curling outward in delicate veins, and then, pressing through that mist from the other side, a shape forms. A hand. Long fingers stretching downward. 5 pale lengths dragging slowly into clarity. Claire cannot remember screaming. She only remembers the sound in her chest. The fog clears. The mirror is empty again. The car starts on the next turn of the key, smooth and obedient as though nothing had interfered. Later, when her hands have stopped shaking, Claire reviews the photographs. Every frame from that night is swallowed in black. No moon, no graves, no ridge, nothing. Except one. In that final image, the cemetery lies quiet beneath a silver wash of moonlight. The headstones stand undisturbed. The ridge is vacant. But in the polished surface of a tilted marker, faint and easily missed, there is a reflection. Behind the camera's position, behind where Claire had been standing, a tall figure in black, veil lifted, and beneath it, where a face should have been, there is only darkness, not hollow, but deep and waiting. 3 winters ago, the fog did not drift into Central City. It arrived. It poured down from the higher slopes and slid between storefronts, swallowing street lamps whole. A couple visiting from out of town decided to walk anyway. They told themselves it was beautiful, romantic even, the kind of weather that makes a story. By the time they reached the gates, the town below had vanished. The world had shrunk to a radius of a few pale feet. Everything beyond that was suggestion. Inside the cemetery, the fog thickened further. Their own footsteps seemed to come from somewhere else. Even their breathing felt distant. Then they saw her. Where the path bent between older stones, a figure stood suspended in white. The fog did not cling to her. It curved around her form, parting gently as though careful not to touch. The woman instinctively reached for her husband's hand. Her fingers closed on nothing. She turned. He stood 5 feet behind her, motionless, arms at his side. His eyes were fixed forward, unblinking, as though something in front of him had erased the need to move. The lady in black slowly lifted both hands, not hurried, not threatening, measured. Her veil stirred upward. The fog reacted. It surged forward in a sudden rush, swallowing the space between them in one violent breath. When the air settled again, her husband lay crumpled against the frozen ground, unconscious. Frost traced his eyelashes in delicate white threads. His skin had gone pale, as though something had siphoned warmth directly from beneath it. They left the cemetery alive, but not untouched. You can still visit Central City Cemetery today. In daylight, it behaves like any other mountain graveyard. The stones tilt with age. The grass grows where it can. Sunlight settles gently over names carved into marble and granite, warming letters that have outlived the voices that once spoke them. Nothing seems wrong, but if you linger after sunset, you will begin to notice the shift. People insist she cannot leave the cemetery grounds. They say she is bound to the hill. Yet, drivers have reported seeing a tall woman in black standing at the edge of Central City after midnight, watching, waiting. So if you ever find yourself climbing that path after sunset, and the wind falls quiet, and you hear the subtle shift of heavy skirts somewhere just behind your shoulder, resist the instinct to turn. Do not follow if she beckons, and if her veil begins to rise, close your eyes. Because the lady in black does not wander. She gathers. And the mountains are patient. They do not return what is given to them. If you enjoyed tonight's story, don't forget to leave a light on your way out and a like before you go. Subscribe to the Shadowed Hearth for more whispers from haunted places, lost souls, and the echoes that never fade. Until next time. sleep softly. And if you hear a sound in the dark, it's probably nothing.